Alrighty, we are all set. Now, Raven, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Rayven Nite. I wrote the Mystic Realms novels book series. There are currently 5 published. I am writing book 6, taking my time with it since I don't have to rush it out right away. I'm a mother of 2. I've been writing the book series for about 14, 15 years now, and I do all the art for it, aside from the covers.
Nice. Um, and I haven't even completely finished my first, and just 6 books to me is like mind-boggling. Um, so how does publishing or working on the 6th book, how does that feel different from when you're writing your first?
The first was more of a collaborative effort with someone that I used to know, and that was a mess of just like dialogue and then stuff happening and then dialogue. It wasn't even a book. It was just our characters talking and then, oh, stuff, and then they talk. So it's more like, it's kind of like, oh wow, cringy when you read the first draft and then you read it again and edit it and edit it. You kind of get used to like how cringy your first draft is from the first to the last book. But you still cringe at it, like, ugh, I can't believe I thought that was good.
Right. I feel that with my entire being. I feel like every writer, especially because I know you said you started writing when you were way young, definitely feels that way. Even as adults, when I read back to a first draft that I had of something, no, it's not good. But it's
Oh,
fine. So,
progress.
progress has been made. So that goes right into our next question. So what has been writing these books? What have they taught you about yourself as a writer?
Um, that I can actually use writing to like express, like my series explores mental illness and psychology and all that. So that's what I use my writing for. And the main character, she has the same disorders as I do. So I use that to show people what it's like through my eyes. And putting that on a half angel adds a touch of fantasy to it. Like, how would a creature with powers deal with this kind of thing? And it fucks with her powers too.
That's incredibly interesting. You said she was part angel,
Hmm.
and that adds another whole aspect into this like divine being also having these issues, which I mean, that's awesome. It humanizes them.
It does. Which is funny because there's no humans in my book.
Humanizes.
We can relate to these fantastical creatures.
I mean, I feel like that's the best part about fantasy is even though they might not be connected necessarily to humanity, there's still ways we can find to connect to them. Um, and we've already kind of touched on this, but do you feel like your voice and your style has evolved throughout the books, not just looking at book 1, but even as you move onward book 6?
Oh, definitely. Like, I was a very unreliable storyteller when I first started writing the series or just writing in general. And I didn't have any kind of way to help guide myself, whereas now I do like a loose outline. I'm more of like a loose plotter for my books now, and that definitely helps find the voice and hone it in.
Hmm. So I know because you're working on book 6, has there been anything that's kind of caught you by surprise when you've started go diving into this one?
Mm, mostly how emotional I'll get over it. It's like, I'm like, yeah, I experienced these things, and the other characters also have like go through mental illnesses as well. Like, they're not unaffected by what happens in the series. So it's like exploring everything through everyone else.
Nice. Oh, that was a really good answer. Alrighty. So I know you said you're taking your time with this one. Does that mean you rushed a little bit with the other ones, or do you just have set dates and this one you're kind of letting yourself be more free with it?
Well, it's more of I started self-publishing them in 2023, and I'd already had the first, second, and third drafts of up to book 4 done by then. So I was like, hey, let me get these out because they're already done and finished. Then I got done with 5 in this year. And I'm like, I don't need to rush out any book because the rest of them are already out, and this one's going to take some time.
Okay. If it works, it works. Also, if you're on the last book, I feel like that's necessary.
Well, it's the last mainline book. There's going to be side books that go with it.
I do feel like some of the last books of series that I've read haven't always matched up to the other ones, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like continuity and story and character arcs. Yeah.
Okay, so now this is actually going into the book again with no spoilers. So is there a particular character within the book that came very easily for you, or is that sorry. Is there a character that came very easily to you that was super easy to write and able to flow?
Well, Nixie, the main character, mostly because like she has what I have, and she's a personality mix of like me and Amy Lee of Evanescence. Whereas everyone else, like I've had to rework them because think about like 65% of the other characters belong to the person I fell out with, so I had to rewrite entire characters and find who they were and their personalities and everything.
Has there been a character that's challenged you the most?
I would say Len. He's the head of the Demon Council of Gods. And his personality is hard to read, stoic, but he does care in his own way. He's like very formal and businesslike, and that's not me.
What do you want your readers, like, how do you want them to feel once they finish this last book?
Like they could find someone in the series to relate to or that they like the most. You know, if they can come away thinking something of it or challenging some kind of aspect of what they already thought, like, you know, challenging mental illness. If they can come away with, you know, new perspective on that, then that's a win in my book. And the baby says, it's my turn now.
He likes banging things. They found a block.
Let's see how loud I can get.
Alrighty, so I think you and your sister had around the same answer about relating to characters, which I think is very interesting. Because I know you guys have kind of collabed on, I don't know if it was this series, on some of the series.
It's on her book series that we are.
Alrighty, so now we're gonna dive into the writing process. Do you have like a set writing routine?
Not really. Like it's usually just let me listen to music, just look at my outline, see where I left off, read the last paragraph, and kind of let it flow from there.
So, because again, you're in the middle of writing book 6. How? And I mean, again, you've written a chunk. How do you know when a story is ready to share?
When I can read through it and find nothing left to edit or add or take away.
Okay. Have you tried anything new with this book? Anything that messed with the structure, the point of view?
This book series does follow a lot of different point of views. So we'll follow the main character and then a lot of different side characters to kind of build up the whole story around what's happening around the main plot. So we're not just seeing like from the main character's perspective, we're seeing what happens to everyone else along the story.
So are you like a plotter or a pantser?
I'm a plotter. I have notebooks that I'll like chapter 1 will follow these people and this is a loose outline of what they're doing. And then I'll go and write that and make like build up on that.
Okay. So there's a lot of, I mean, if you go by academics, there's like 5 stages of the writing process. But what part of the writing process do you enjoy the most?
It's honestly a little hard because like I love building the setting and the world up because then it's so imaginative. I can make whatever I like. Then there's the character building aspect of it, the storytelling. It's hard to pick one honestly. They all have their own benefit, their own creative outlet. It's just all so much fun.
Is there a part you enjoy the least? Is that an easier question?
The editing part.
Yep. I think that's what most people I've talked to. That's the one they hate the most.
Especially when you're doing it yourself.
Well, the thing is, your mind knows what you're trying to say, so your mind connects it, like corrects it. So I think I'm good, and then someone else will read like, "Well, you totally botched this word."
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, we have the context, but
we know what it means.
On paper, we hope it conveys the same.
Yeah. So you did talk about characters. How? I mean, because you see a lot about how people are. There's been a lot of questions I've seen on threads online just about how people get to know your characters. So are you someone that knows everything about your characters from like their favorite color to what they do in certain situations, or you just go with the flow and let them tell you?
No, I know. It's like years and years back. I used to do like these little questionnaire things on my DeviantArt with different characters of like, what would you do with this situation? What's your favorite color? Like, what do you like to eat? Your pastime, kind of thing. Like little quizzes, like if they were being interviewed on a TV show, just for fun. So yeah, I know everything about them, like their favorite song, like hobbies, where they like to go on vacation, what they like to throw at each other when they get annoyed. Len likes to throw his gavel.
That is amazing. I wish I could sit there and do that with all my characters, but I'm not a plotter. I'm not a planner. I'm a pantser. I'm a pantser with a dream. I wish
That sounds
I could
so
plot.
like that sounds so weird. Like I'm a pantser with a dream, go around pantsing everybody.
Well, no, but
I know it's just like what my mind first thought.
I come with a plot at first, and then it always falls apart. So now I'm like, you know what? I just need to know the ending, and then everything will come. And the same thing happens with my characters. They show me who they are as it goes on.
Definitely.
So continuing with the characters. Do you feel like there's a character, and it might be that main one because you've talked about them, that you feel like they've grown with you as you've written the books?
There is a one. His character arc has developed a lot. It's Selax. He's Len's brother, one of 5 demon gods. He used to be very cold and caring, or cold and uncaring, but as the series goes on, he develops into like a more empathetic character who actually develops relationships that mean something. His reputation in hell is fucking kill because he's a god of lust. So it's been said in the book that the only person worse than him is Zeus.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's grown a lot.
Which, I mean, that's good because you want that character growth. And so I feel like that's a big thing happening with Stranger Things is people are commenting on how the characters aren't the same when they first start. I'm like, that's called character growth.
Yeah, it's like, do you want them to still be naive and clueless? Like, let them grow, evolve, character arcs.
Like things you've changed in a few years, and they do too.
Even in a few months.
Okay, so now this is more focused on how you want the reader to feel. And this is also curious. Have you been able to go to any like book fairs or book signing events where you're the author?
I wish.
That's not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm still a baby. I don't have the budget for that.
I understand. I get it.
Someday.
I went to two because you only had to pay, it was like maybe $20 to get the spot there.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, okay, bonus. Cool. One event I was the only author there.
Even better bonus.
Even better, because people were just like, wow, there's a book here, let's go. And then the other one was like a legitimate book fair where there's like 20 authors together.
Nice.
But
someday I'll get there.
That one was a little harder to sell. Well, I mean, in the mind of the future, of if you're when you're able to get face to face with more readers, what kind of reader do you think is going to love your book the most?
That's a tough question, because like it's fantasy, but action, but like psychology. I guess whoever just wants to read it and enjoy it. Like, I just hope people like the story. I'm not trying to, keep it to one community.
I mean, I feel like this is kind of an hold on. I messed myself up. Sorry. So this kind of goes in like, what do you want them to take after it? So what's one thing that you want your readers to be talking about after the reading?
That mental illness affects everyone differently, and you shouldn't be afraid to talk about it.
Is this the only series you have under your belt right now?
No.
Okay. But you have other books also published as well.
There's the series with my sister, and then I have a bunch of other books planned that I'm actually plotting out right now.
So if someone's new to you, just as an author, do you think they should start with this series, or do you think they should start somewhere else? Or would this be an easy one to jump into?
And start with my series. Like, it's like my sister's series is like sci-fi and fantasy. Not a lot of people are into sci-fi, but fantasy and action is like a wider genre curtain, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So you know, start with my book series and see if you like the way that I narrate before seeing how I collaborate with someone else. You know, get comfortable with my narrative style before you see how I mix it with someone else's.
Mm-hmm. So, and are all your books indie published or self-published?
Self-published, yes.
So what has been the most rewarding part of self-publishing?
Just having them out there, honestly. For so long, like since I was in, I think, 5th grade, I've been writing, and I wanted to have a book out there with my name on it, and now I have 5, and then there's the one with my sister that makes, 8, I think, 9, a lot.
So what advice would you give writers who are working toward their first book?
Write as a hobby, but don't expect to make any money from it. Do it just to make yourself happy first. Like, find yourself being happy with it before you try and pin any hopes on it. That way you don't get disappointed and kill your love of writing.
Yeah, or I mean, I agree with that 100%. I've seen too many people online who are getting super disappointed by low sales. Like, look, give it time.
I had like $2.97 last month, and I'm like, oh, okay, I picked up some sales. Cool.
That means at least someone's reading it. perfect.
Yeah, someone picked up my books. Someone read them. That makes me happy.
So now while we're going to wrap things up, we flew through those questions. What keeps you motivated to keep writing?
My love of writing. Like, I can express so many things through it. I can branch out to different genres. Like, I've got one book series planned that's based off of a song I listen to that I am absolutely in love with the idea of, and I'm going to publish it. And I'm writing every detail in this beautiful little notebook that my sister got me. It's just, yeah, I love writing.
Is there a book that's kind of influenced your writing?
I would say Stephen King's Eyes of the Dragon. That's what sparked my love of fantasy and horror at the same time.
Okay. Is there a book you're reading right now?
That would be the Wicked book.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
I've heard mixed things.
I'm happy I have it again because I didn't get to finish it the first time, but now I have it again, so I'm happy. It's definitely a good book.
So when are you planning on getting the 6th one? Do you have a date in mind of when you want it published, or are you just gonna be like, when I'm done, I'm done?
Maybe sometime next year, maybe toward the end of 2026, but I'm not pinning anything on it yet.
Okay. Well, so you've had about 5, in the series. How do you celebrate those book launches?
I just, announce it on social media, then just publish them and sit back and be happy that they're out. Don't put any big party or anything. Just like, yay, another one.
It's out there. We're good.
A small victory.
So you said after book 6, are you going to start focusing on those side stories, or are you going to start into a different series?
Both. I got ADHD, so I can focus on many things at once, and that's how I have over 20 different books planned now.
See, I wish I could focus on more than one, but if I start trying to write something else, I incorporate that same story into that one. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Make a little universe.
They coincide, and then it becomes, well, now I've added that to that book and start it fresh anew. Are any of your upcoming books going to be a different genre, or are they mostly going to be fantasy?
Mostly fantasy. And going through all my different book titles, no, that's fantasy. There's fantasy in there.
Hey, I've seen people they talk about posting 2 different genres. And I'm like, well, I love fantasy too much to branch out, if that makes sense. No matter what, there's always going to be a slice of it in there, even if I try to make it more realistic.
Yeah, fantasy is the main genre, and then you got the subgenres that go with it. Action, historical.
That's the fun thing about fantasy is it can be the umbrella with almost so many things underneath it.
It just rains everything down.
Alrighty, so we did go through all my questions. Is there anything else that you want people to know, to look out for?
Just look out for book 6 whenever it comes out. Or maybe one of the other books that I'll be planning, because I do have some Disney fairy tale retellings coming up too.
Nice. Can you tell us which one, or is that too much of a spoiler?
Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. Snow White's going to be a bit of a horror retelling.
Which is fair. That one's that one has a lot of potential.
And when you think of how she's described, ebony black hair, skin as white as snow, blood red lips.
Well, I feel a lot of those, especially if you look back in their origins, especially if you look at the Grimm,
I
Fairy
love the good
tales?
fairy
Those are
tales.
like,
Yeah, not for kids.
not, I mean, they were told to kids, but should they have been? Is my question.
Probably not. I mean, I understand the warnings, but just say the warning.
Right? Just say, don't do it, okay? Why do we
Stay on
need
the
to
path. Don't
terrify?
talk to strangers. Don't overeat.
Instead, we have to terrify you with monsters.
It worked.
I mean, hey, it did work. Now we have to find a fairy tale for like modern age problems, like social
No,
media.
no Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi. The terror.
I feel like Meet the Robinsons when the Wi-Fi goes out, everyone just loses their mind.
It's wrong. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hit end recording. And then